Pre-game warm-up, so we're ready to go. Steve Burton ready to send out his 3-0 Patriots, and Dale Schmidt, his 17th year at Wood River, is ready to send out the Eagles here for the start of tonight's ball game, and it should be a good one. It'll be Scott Frost in the jump circle with... let's see who they have in there. Looks like it might be Kober. That's who it is, and it's up, and the tip is won by the Eagles. Parlin has it. He's going to bring it up against Nygren. Takes it down on the right side. Lofts a pass to Frost on the baseline left side. Puts it up. It's blocked partially by Weissman, and the Patriots have it coming out. Jason Nygren brings it into the forecourt. We've just started. Nygren comes to the right side. He is picked up over there by Engelker. Now over to Mike Johnson. Down on the wing they go to DiMartino. Back to Johnson. Johnson going baseline. Kicks it back out to DiMartino. Back out to Mike Johnson. Swings it to Nygren. Working around a 2-3 zone. There it is from off the glass, and that's the first points of the game by Sean Weissman. And the Patriots have a 2-0 lead with 7.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Parlin has it down to Scott Frost deep in the left corner. Back out to Engelker. Engelker back over to Parlin. Parlin right side deep in the corner to Pitts. He puts it up from three-point line and hits it. Pitts didn't hesitate. He just got the pass and just cranked it up and got on net, and it's the Eagles by one. With 6 minutes, 58 seconds to go. Johnson down deep in the corner to Dave DiMartino, the senior at 6'3", back to Johnson, top of the circle. Now Johnson tries to bounce pass it over to Nygren. The pass is knocked away by Parlin, and it kicked out of bounds by Parlin. It'll still be a Patriot ball with 6:45 remaining here in the first quarter of play. Mike Johnson will trigger it in from in front of the Eagle bench, gets it into DiMartino, hands it right over to Jason Nygren. Nygren back to Johnson. Johnson down deep on the wing to DiMartino. Back out to Johnson, swing it to the left side to Nygren. Back out on top to Johnson. Johnson over to DiMartino, looking at that zone defense by the Eagles. Now into Johnson, picked up by Engelker. Back out to DiMartino. It comes out. They swing it inside. There it is to Weissman. A shot no good. Kober the rebound up and in. Kober gets it, and he has his first two, and it's a 4-3 Patriot lead. Lance Parlin coming up. There it is. Pitts from the same spot as last time. This time a little strong. Scott Frost, the sophomore, at 6'1", has the rebound. Kicks it back out on top to Parlin. Back to Pitts. He'll try it again. It's way short, and the rebound by Scott Frost, and he is fouled from behind. That foul is going to be charged to Sean Weissman, his first, the team's first. And Scott Frost, the 6'1" sophomore, will go to the line. And he'll get two. So early here that the Eagles have shown that same volition as the Wildcats did last week for St. Paul of putting it up from the perimeter. Frost's first shot is good. Oh, Frost will get one more. He puts it up, and it's off the back of the iron. No good. So he's 1 out of 2. It's a 4-4 game with under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Nygren over to DiMartino. Back to Nygren. Coming up top of the circle. Looks for the left side pass. He finds DiMartino, and he gets it back to Nygren on the point. Back to DiMartino. There's a 20-footer. It's no good. Rebound, Johnson and Frost comes away with it. Scott Frost, a lead pass down for Jason Reel, and it's off DiMartino's hands out of bounds. And the ball will belong to the Wood River Eagles. With 5.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter, we're knotted up at 4 apiece. It will be Pitts. Pitts gets it in, and he gets it right back. They go low to Frost, turns in the lane, throws it up. It's no good. It's blocked. The ball on the floor. We got a whistle and a foul, and it's on who? It looks like it's going to go against Jason Reel of Wood River. So that'll be his first and the Eagles' first. And the ball will go over on the turnover to the Patriots. They get it in quickly to Weissman, back to Nygren. Jason walking it up, left side pass to Johnson. Johnson crosses center court on the left side, gives it to Nygren, comes right side to DiMartino. Back to Nygren. Nygren tries to go in the middle. His pass is deflected, tackled by Engelker. Engelker gets it up to Parlin. Parlin down on the right side, tries to pass it down to Pitts, but it's knocked out of bounds by DiMartino. It will still be Eagle ball. Engelker, B.J. Engelker, about 6'1", will trigger it in. Here comes Steve Frost. He's about 6'1", 240. they take out Jason Reel, so they have bulk underneath. All right, the pass in. It's stolen by Weissman. Sean's going to come down. He's got the uncontested layup. So Weissman with 4, and the Patriots by 2. Parlin brings it up on the right-handed dribble, left side. Now switches hands as they double-team him, and he walks. He started to make the pass, then got undecided. We're going to get another substitution here for the Eagles. It'll be Robbie Zavala who's going to check in. And they'll take out Parlin. So Zavala, a senior at 5'9". Jason Nygren. Zone pressure in the backcourt. Back to Nygren. In the middle, they give it to, looks like Augustine is in the game now. Back over to DiMartino. Back to Nygren. Jason, left side in the circle. They go to Johnson down the lane. Puts it up over Steve Frost, and there's a whistle and a foul. It's on Frost, his first, the team's second. Frost turned away and nodded his head. He agreed with the call. Johnson just didn't hesitate. He got the lane. Frost was there, and Frost got part of the body on him. Well, Mike Johnson at the line at 15 last night. His first shot up, rolls across the top and falls in. Well, Mike in the book for 1 right now. It gives the Patriots a 7-4 lead. And you can make that 8-4 as he catches all net but net that time. Quickly, the ball is in. They get it in quickly to Shane Pitts. Pitts brings it up on the left side. They go into Engelker. Engelker with about a 12-footer. It's good. So the Eagles respond to Johnson's 2 free throws with Engelker. It's 8-6. Again, that half-court pressure. Nice swinging into Jason Nygren. Down on the wing to Augustine. Augustine trouble with the pass, gets it out to Johnson, back over to DiMartino to Nygren. Nygren quarterbacks the Patriots. Now comes back to DiMartino. A 20-footer is no good. It's short. Rebound. Weissman puts on the floor one time, lays it up and in. Weissman with 6 of the 10 points that the Patriots have here with under 4 minutes to go. First quarter of play. The Eagles lose the ball, and DiMartino can't save it from going out of bounds on the far side, and it's still an Eagle ball. Engelker, B.J. Engelker will trigger it in. Zavala comes out to get the pass. Now he gets it down on the wing to Pitts. In low to Steve Frost, lays it up and in. Well, they just moved it quick, and Frost just got away and had an uncontested layup. Here comes Mike Johnson. They break the press. Comes down against Frost, throws it up on the run. No good. Tipped by Weissman, no good. And Steve Frost has the rebound. 3.5 minutes to go. Shane Pitts. In low, Steve Frost, they threw it to Mike Johnson. There's the pass to DiMartino, and DiMartino is traveling as he tried to switch the ball in his hands. So 10-8. The Eagles have the ball. Shane Pitts will bring it up. Right-handed dribble on the left-handed side. Picked up by Nygren. Goes cross-court to Engelker. In the corner to Scott Frost. Knocked away by Mike Johnson and out of bounds. Yeah, we've got Kober coming back in, and they'll take out Sean Weissman. So Kober back in the game. He started for Augustine. Now back in for Weissman. Scott Frost over to Engelker. And his shot partially blocked by DiMartino, but they're going to say he got a piece of him. That's his first, the team's second. And B.J. Engelker will go to the line. He has a field goal here in the first quarter. So Engelker at the line, he'll get 2 shots here and a chance to tie this ball game up. Shot is up and good. And that makes it a 1-point Patriot lead with 3:04 to go here in the first quarter of play. Engelker measures it, puts it on the way, it's good. So Engelker with 4. And it's a 10-10 game. Augustine down the lane, dishes it off to Martino, spins, puts up a short jumper. It's no good. They fight for the rebound. And Engelker comes out of there with it. At 6'1", he gets it up the floor to Pitts on the right side. Back to Engelker left side. Down deep in the corner to Scott Frost. There's a 15-footer off glass. It's strong. Rebound Zavala. Can't handle it. Dave DiMartino picks up the loose ball for the Patriots. Gets it over to Mike Johnson. Johnson comes straight up the middle, crosses center court, stops there, gives it to Nygren. Nygren to DiMartino, back to Nygren, top of the circle. Looks like a 2-3 zone or 2-1-2 right now. Back over to DiMartino on the wing. This is all on the perimeter. Nygren into the forecourt. Now brings it on the left point. Stops there. Back out on top to Johnson. Swing it to the right side. Deep in the corner. They go to DiMartino. DiMartino back out on top to Johnson. Back to DiMartino. Into Augustine in the lane. And he has the 5-footer. But Travis just got enough room inside. And got the basket in a 2-point Patriot lead. Engelker. Back over to Pitts. Pitts deep in the corner to Zavala. Zavala back out to Pitts on the right point. Back over to Zavala deep in the corner. Looking low for Frost. Steve Frost can't handle a pass, but they say it's off Mike Johnson's hand and out of bounds. Ryan Weeks is going to check in. DiMartino will come out for the Patriots. And two more substitutions. Parlin and Reel come in. Zavala and Steve Frost come out for the Eagles. They have it. They get it in. They get it into Frost. Back in the corner to Pitts. In low to Reel. Reel has it rejected by Kober. Coming out is Nygren. He's in a crowd. Stops in the circle, but backs it out to Weeks. Back out to Nygren. Nygren with the high dribble into the forecourt. Over to Mike Johnson. 1.5 minutes to go first quarter. Back to Nygren. Over to Kober. Back to Johnson. Johnson brings it up top of the circle. Now comes back out on the wing to Weeks. Weeks puts it on the floor one time. Back to Johnson. Looks to penetrate. Can't do it, so he gets it back out to Nygren. Nygren back to Johnson. Back to Nygren on the left wing. Holds it back to Johnson. Johnson going down the lane. Stops. Feeds underneath to Kober. He gets the basket. Good heads-up play by Mike Johnson as he got Kober in the lane all alone. And Kober just had the easy layup. He has 4. And there's a shot up by the Eagles. No good. The tip, Reel puts it up. It's no good. Rebound is still being fought for. The loose ball on the floor. And it is Jason Nygren over the top of Shane Pitts. And that'll be Nygren's first, the team's third. We're under a minute to go here in the first quarter. The Patriots lead it by 4. 14-10. And Pitts is going to trigger it in from underneath the basket. Gets it out to Parlin. Back to Pitts from deep in the corner. Back to Parlin on the right point. He gets double teamed, but he gets it back to Pitts. He's looking for a cutter. Nobody's moving, so they push it back out to Parlin, to Engelker. Back over to Parlin. He can't handle a pass. It almost goes out of bounds. We get a whistle, and they're going to say his toes touched the end line. Parlin touched the end line and out of bounds with 37 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. And the Patriots will probably take it up for one shot and try to get a 6-point lead. Tom Lang will check in when he gets a chance. Johnson working against that pressure in the backcourt. They get it up to Ryan Weeks. Weeks in the forecourt over to Nygren. Nygren now brings it over to the right side with 23 seconds remaining. Weeks over to Johnson. Johnson looking low. And let's see, we got 3 seconds against the Patriots. Tom Lang, a senior at 6'2", will check in. Take out Travis Augustine. So Steve Burton is juggling his players tonight to keep them fresh. As we said, a lot of them have been sick all week, and that obviously is playing into his substitution role here tonight. Mike Johnson kicks a pass that Lance Parlin tried to make out of bounds. It'll still be Eagle ball with 12 ticks on the clock left here in the first quarter. Engelker gets it into Scott Frost right down the lane, throws up the running one-hander, no good. Rebound, Reel puts it up, no good. Rebound, fought for, it's still being fought for. Mike Johnson has it. With 3 seconds, we got a whistle and a foul behind the ball. It'll be on Jason Reel, his second. And the team's third. They're going to say pushed. So they'll have 2 seconds to get it the length of the floor to Nygren. He's going to throw it up. And it's no good. And there's the buzzer. So we played 1 quarter of play. Our score, Adams Central 14, Wood River 10. We'll be back in 60 seconds.
Casey.
In the 10, the Patriots lead it. Sean Wiseman had 6 there in the first quarter to lead the Patriots, and Engelker had 4 for the Eagles. Mike Johnson has it into the circle, stops the dribble. Nygren on the right wing, back to Johnson, over to DiMartino on the left side. A 22-footer is good. So DiMartino's first one is a 3-pointer. It's a 7-point Patriot lead. Over to Engelker, top of the circle. It's blocked by Weissman. Picked up by Nygren, and Nygren has a little indecision and double dribble. That's one of those things where you get thinking and bad things happen. instead of reacting. Lance Parlin picked up by Nygren. Back over to Pitts. Pitts back to Parlin. Parlin in the corner to Scott Frost. Parlin over to Pitts, intercepted by Weissman. He all alone. He comes down, lays it up and in. Weissman with 8. Travis Augustine is going to check in. We've got a timeout by the Wood River Eagles with 7:10 remaining in the first half. The Patriots 19, the Eagles 10. Will be back in 30 seconds. That play he took a timeout, and the Patriots go up by 9. As Sean Weissman anticipated the pass, came out, got his hand on it. He got one of the Eagles was able to track him down, but Sean had a step and a half on him and was able to just use the glass and lay it in. Steve Frost is going to check in to the ball game, so it's a 9-point lead right now. At 19-10, their biggest lead. Parlin over to Pitts, and his pass is deflected out of bounds by DiMartino. Engelker will trigger it in. He gets it into Pitts. Pitts holds it back out to Parlin. Parlin gets double teamed now, looking for somebody. So Weeks, Pitts rather, comes out and helps him out. And his pass is stolen by Travis Augustine down to Nyberg. Down to DiMartino, lays it up and good. So some good pressure by the Patriots. They're up by 11. Frost into his brother Steve, and he's traveling. As he tried to get position, he kind of shuffled the feet. He doesn't need to do a lot of shuffling. Scott Frost tries to intercept the pass. Almost does. DiMartino tries to save it and get it over to Jason Nygren, but it goes out of bounds. Steve Burton just got up and went through one of his gyrations. 6:24 to go. They're up by 11. Into Scott Frost on the easy two-pointer. Right in front of the basket. They just put it up there, and Scott just jumped up. He's got 3. 21-12. Mike Johnson over to Jason Nygren. Nygren trying to break the pressure. And they get it down to Augustine, but he can't handle a baseball-type pass. And the Eagles take it over. Lance Parlin brings it into forecourt over to Pitts. Pitts back to Parlin on the right point. Down deep in the corner to Engelker, and it doesn't go to anybody but the official. It'll be a Patriot ball. Rob Zavala will check in. Here he's checking in right now. And they'll take out Parlin. So both coaches liberally using their benches here. 5:54 remaining in the first half. DiMartino back over to Nygren. Back over. They get that full court pressure. DiMartino breaks it right side center court. Over to Jason Nygren. Nygren working the right side with it against Zavala. 2-1-2 zone. They get it in now to Weissman. There's a short jumper. It's going to be short off the side of the iron. And Rob Zavala at 5'9" comes away with the rebound. Gets it out to Shane Pitts. Pitts back over to Zavala, top of the circle. In low to Steve Frost. Lays it up and in. Steve Frost with 4, and it's 21-14. Again, full court zone pressure by the Eagles. They get it to DiMartino. Coming down the right side against Scott Frost, and they say DiMartino on the offensive foul got his arm out there. That's DiMartino's second. He fouled out last night. He's the only Patriot with 2. Jason Reel has 2 for the Eagles, and he's not in there right now for the Eagles. Rob Zavala in the forecourt with it. Back over to Scott Frost, looking for his brother Lowe. Can't find him. Out to Zavala. Back over to Shane Pitts. Back to the Zavala. Zavala top of the circle into Steve Frost over to Scott. About a 15-footer off glass, and it's good. So Scott Frost with 5, and it's 21-16. So the Patriots' lead of 11 is down to 5. Mike Johnson just gets it across in time. Back out to Nygren. Nygren comes to the right side. Back out to Johnson. On the wing, they go to DiMartino. Can't find anybody inside to Johnson. Back to DiMartino. 4.5 to go. Over to Nygren. Nygren going baseline. Kicks it back out to Johnson. Head fakes down the lane. Puts up a 15-footer. It won't go. Engelker, the rebound for the Eagles. He'll bring it up. Kober is going to check in for the Patriots. The Pitts to Zavala. Top of the circle. 15-footer. In and out. No good. Rebound, Sean Wiseman. Over to junior, Mike Johnson. Mike changes hands on the dribble and just hands it off to Jason Nygren. Back to Johnson. Johnson on the right wing to DiMartino. There's a 20-footer. It's no good. Rebound, Wiseman puts it up. No good. Rebound to the Eagles, Steve Frost. Wiseman put it up. It got it on the iron, but it wouldn't take the shooter's roll for him. Shane Pitts has it into the forecourt to Zavala, to Engelker. Engelker back out to Zavala on the left point. Picked up by Nygren there. Over to Pitts. Back to Zavala. Kicks it in the corner to Engelker. 18-footer. No good. Steve Frost trying to handle the rebound. Gets it. Pushes away. And we got a whistle, and he's traveling. Kevin Kober will check in. They'll take out Travis Augustine. Kober comes back in with 4. Augustine leaves with 2. Again, there's that zone, full court zone pressure. They get in the middle to Wiseman, down to DiMartino, coming down, a little short jumper. It's no good. Rebound, Wiseman in a crowd, puts it up and in. Sean Wiseman now with 10. 23-16, coming up on the 3-minute mark here in the first half as Travis Augustine will be back in the next stoppage. Off to Pitts from long range, no good. Rebound, Sean Wiseman. Nygren down to DiMartino, lays it up. It's good. DiMartino just kind of laid back, and he was all alone. Sean Pitts dribbles through a crowd and tries to get the pass to Steve Frost, and Frost doesn't get to it. It goes out of bounds, and the Patriots have it. Wiseman comes out. Augustine comes in. Parlin is coming in for the Eagles, and well, we'll have to see. They're sitting down. Mike Johnson into the forecourt, races down there, stops, 5-footer, good. And the reason Johnson stopped was Steve Frost was there. That's a good reason. Parlin has his pass kicked out of bounds by DiMartino. It's 27-16. It's leads up to 9. It was 11. 21-10. Scott Frost into Engelker. Engelker in low to Steve Frost. He has his shot rejected by Kober. Gets it out to Nygren. Nygren coming down. Tricky dribbles. Now tries to pass it in the middle. Augustine gets the loose ball, but he is out of control and traveling. And Steve Burton gets up, and then it stresses that particular point. Get it under control. Shane Pitts comes in, and Zavala comes out. Lance Parlin walks it up slowly on the right side. His pass almost stolen by Nygren. There's Scott Frost all alone on the left side baseline and lays it up and in. He has 7. DiMartino's pass knocked away by Pitts, but picked up by Johnson. Johnson dribbling through a crowd, still has it, and now he's traveling. So the pressure both teams are putting on defensively is doing what it's intended to do, causing turnovers, but the Patriots lead right now by 9. In the corner to Scott Frost going baseline, dishes it up to Steve. His shot no good, gets his own rebound, puts it up, block, gets his own rebound back, puts it up, and it's in. Let's see if they count it. No basket. And the foul's on Mike Johnson, his first. So Steve Frost, with a pair of field goals, goes to the line for the first time tonight. His team down 27-18. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first half of play. Again, a quickly played ball game. First half anyway. His first shot is no good off the back of the iron. Travis Augustine has it. Gets it over to Mike Johnson. Mike quickly up into the forecourt with it. Picked up by Parlin right there. Center court right side. Now lost the pass over to Nygren. Nygren picks it up on the right side. Brings it back to the left side. Now back to Johnson. And the Patriots looked a little disoriented. There's DiMartino with a pass through his hand, but picks it up. Nygren. Back to Johnson. Johnson coming right down the lane. Throws it up on the run. It's good. The Patriots finding the seams in that zone defense and are taking advantage of it. Tom Lang will check in. Pitch from the top of the circle, no good. Rebound by Engelker. Engelker has it. Gets it back out to Parlin. Parlin over to Pitts. There's another 25-footer. It's no good. Rebound. Scott Frost lays it up and in. 9 points for Scott Frost. Nygren over to Johnson. Under a minute to go. A 9-point Patriot lead. Into Augustine. Augustine has it. Back over to Mike Johnson. And Steve Burton wants one shot. Just one. Mike Johnson just kind of takes a deep breath and looks at that zone defense by the Eagles. I think both of these teams need a little wind here, and they're going to get it in about 25 seconds. Nygren over to DiMartino as they look at the clock at 20. Over to Johnson, back to Nygren, back over to DiMartino, working the perimeter, 2-1-2 zone by the Eagles. Back over to Johnson, coming down, gets a screen from Kober, puts up a 5-footer, it's good. Johnson with 8, and there's only 3 seconds left, and the pass is knocked out of bounds by DiMartino as the Eagles try to get it down court quickly. And let's see, it'll be Weissman and Tom Lang coming in. They'll take Kober and Augustine out. We've got 2 seconds on the clock. Engelkirk gets it into Parlin. He just pushes it up there, hits the front of the iron. So we have played 1 quarter of basketball. Our score is Adams Central 31 and Wood River 20. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Let's get you caught up as how things went here. The Patriots led 14-10 at the end of 1 quarter. And again, in case you just joined us, they have a 31-20 lead here at halftime, an 11-point lead. They had it up. That was their biggest lead in the first half of play as they led 21-10. And then Wood River made a mini run there and cut it down to 5 points, and the Patriots have it back up to 11 points. For the visiting Wood River Eagles in the first half, take a look at their starter. Shane Pitts had a field goal for 3. Lance Parlin did not score for the Eagles in the first half. B.J. Engelkirk had a field goal, and he was 2 for 2 from the line for 4 points. Jason Reel did not score. Scott Frost had 4 field goals and 1 for 2 from the line for 9. And Steve Frost had 2 field goals for 4 points, and they're 20 points, 10 in the first and second quarter. Foul trouble for the Eagles. Jason Reel has 2. Steve Frost has 1, and that is the extent of the foul trouble. So Jason Reel, the only one going into the second half with potential foul problems. Steve Frost come off the bench, just has 1. For Adams Central in the first half, Jason Nygren did not score. Mike Johnson had 3 field goals, and he was 2 for 2 from the line for 8 points. Travis Augustine came off the bench basically because he has been under the weather most of the week, and Coach Steve Burton has been interchanging him and Kevin Kober throughout the first half to keep Augustine and Kober fresh in this ball game. So Travis with a field goal for 2. Dave DiMartino has 3 field goals. One of those a 3-pointer for 7. Sean Weissman, a good first half, 5 field goals, 10 points, and Kevin Kober in a starting assignment has 4 points. Ryan Weeks and Tom Lang have also seen action here in the first half, did not score. So only 3 of the Patriots, as we alluded to in our pregame show, that the Patriots have been getting a lot of balanced scoring out of their players this year. Have shown that same tendency here in the first half of play. Sean Weissman with 10 was the leader, but they've got 8, 2, 7, and 4, and 3 guys that haven't scored, and one of those is a starter. So they've been getting some balanced scoring. It has been kind of a ragged first half. The Patriots have played some good defense. Sean Weissman on a couple of steals, and the Patriots have been able to get the ball in transition to a lead man out there and get some easy layups here in the first half. They have not had to shoot the ball from the perimeter, and they've also been able to get inside and find the seams in that 2-1-2 zone by the Eagles. And Mike Johnson has done that effectively, and there's been some passing on the inside to Sean Weissman and Travis Augustine that have given them some 5-foot jump shot or layups inside. But the pressure that both teams are putting on are having its effect. We don't keep track of turnovers, but there have been a ton of turnovers here in the first half with just passes that have been dropped, thrown right to the players. And I think maybe for the Patriots, their physical condition this week in regards to the illness that has spread through the team. We don't want to overplay it. Just maybe showing in an up and down type of a ball game you can get tired rather quickly and drained rather quickly, and that might be just showing here tonight, especially with that game that they had at Cairo last night, winning that game in overtime 67-63. We'll be back with more of our halftime after this 2-minute timeout.
Casey.
In preparation for the start of the second half, the Patriots lead it by 11, 31-20. A win tonight will push their record to 4-0. And in case you're looking beyond tonight and to what is happening next weekend, they'll actually be in Hastings and then back home here next Saturday night. They'll take on crosstown rival St. Cecilia on Friday night at their place, and then they'll be back here next week, I believe, against the Gibbon Buffaloes in an 8 o'clock ball game. So the Patriots playing 6 games in the first 3 weeks of the season. Kind of a rarity. You'll find a lot of teams that'll play just 1 game a week, probably right up until the Christmas tournament time to kind of get their legs. But the Patriots will be going with a pair of ball games next week. They'll have, as we said, St. Cecilia on Friday night, and they'll be right back here at the Patriot Gym with the Gibbon Buffaloes on Saturday night. So a full slate next week for the Patriots, who are off to a very good start. I want to mention that the Adams Central JVs won their ball game, and I believe the final score was 43-31 there, but they won by about 12 points in the game that came before this one here. But right now, things looking good for the Patriots. They're up by 11. That equaled their biggest lead in the first half, which was 21-10. And then Wood River made a kind of a mini run, got it down to 21-16, and the Patriots again came back off of that and pushed it back up to their margin to 31-10. They led it 14-10 at the end of one, and 31-20, at the end of the first half of play, as the horn goes off and sounds the players to their bench and get their final instructions. From there, again, Sean Weissman will start the second half with 10 as the leading scorer for the Patriots, and sophomore Scott Frost will be the leading scorer going into the second half for the Eagles. He'll start with 9 points. They have Engel Kerr and Steve Frost with 4, Shane Pitts with 3. So they only have 4 players in the scorebook. 4 of the 5 starters for the Patriots scored in the first half. Jason Nygren was the only man who got shut out. Dave DiMartino will start with 2 fouls. Weissman, Johnson, and Nygren all have 1. So nobody in real big trouble as far as foul shooting goes, or fouls in the second half. And the Eagles will get it. Lance Parlin has it. He comes in and he tries to get a pass over to Engelker, and he can't handle it. Goes out of bounds. So we're 6 seconds into the second half, and we've got our first turnover. Again, just slight pressure out at midcourt by the Patriots, and the Eagles couldn't handle it. Johnson has it up to DiMartino, looking underneath, nobody home, so they kick it back out to Johnson. Over to Nygren, in low to Kober. Kober takes it right to the basket, lays it in. So Kober now has 6, and it's a 13-point lead. That's the biggest lead of the ball game right now. And DiMartino almost steals Parlin's pass. And it goes out of bounds. So the little respite for the Patriots helped at halftime as they looked a little ragged at the end of the first half of play. Parlin comes right out of the ball game, and Rob Zavala checks in for the Eagles. They get in the ball. Zavala gets it over, and he immediately loses it to Dave DiMartino, who lays it up with the left hand off the glass. DiMartino with 9. It's 35-20. And we've got a whistle and an Eagle timeout as Dale Schmidt not happy. But the Patriot fans are up and clapping. 7:15 to go, third quarter. 35-20 Patriots lead. We'll be back in 30. Timeout as they got a little sloppy with the ball, and that 31-20 halftime lead has gone up 4 for the Patriots as Pitts has it left side, looks in low to Scott Frost, takes it to the basket, blocked from behind by Kober. The rebound, Steve Frost lays it up and in. Kober with a good block, but the ball came right off the glass into Steve Frost's hand, and he had an uncontested layup. Again, full court zone pressure by the Eagles. They break it. Sean Weissman has it back out to DiMartino into Jason Nygren. Nygren comes right side, now kicks it back to Johnson, over to DiMartino, left side, Johnson. Top of the circle to Nygren. Nygren back out to Mike Johnson, takes it down the lane. A little 8-footer is no good. Rebound taken away by Scott Frost. Scott Frost, 6'1" sophomore, will bring it out on the left side. Now down on the wing to Pitts. Down deep in the corner to Engelker. In low to Steve Frost. He can't handle it. It's kicked out of bounds as Dave DiMartino came over to help out on the defensive side and kicked it out of bounds. Travis Augustine will check in, and they'll take out Kevin Kober. And Kober gets a hand. And Kober's done good tonight in a starting role with 6 points. Engelker has it deep in the right corner. Gets picked up by DiMartino. Out to Steve Frost. Or Scott Frost. Now back into Engelker. Engelker over to Zavala. Back to Scott Frost. Over to Shane Pitts from downtown and hits it. That's his second field goal, and they've both been from a distance. 35-25 is our score. So that lead has been cut down with now 5 straight points. DiMartino over to Johnson in the lane. They go to Weissman. Back out to DiMartino. Squares up and hits it. And they're going to give him 3. So DiMartino answers the 3 by Pitts. Pitts gets it over to Zavala. Zavala to Engelker, deep in the right corner. Back out to Pitts, on top to Zavala. Gets it off to Steve Frost. Goes baseline, has it blocked by DiMartino, and that's going to be his 3rd. So he is the first man in trouble for the Patriots. He did foul out last night, and I got a feeling that it's going to be weighing on Steve Burton's mind here. And that foul comes with 5.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. And the Pats up by 11 right now as Steve Frost will go to the line. And he is 3 field goals, 6 points. Has a field goal here in the second half. First shot is up and good. And the second one is on the way. Hits the front of the iron. Engelker gets the rebound, lays it up and in. Engelker at the right place at the right time, 36-28. They break the press, gets it into Weissman. Weissman off to Nygren. Nygren into the forecourt. Back to Mike Johnson. Johnson swings it left side to DiMartino. DiMartino back out to Johnson, top of the circle, 2-1-2 zone. Back to DiMartino, over to Nygren on the right wing. Back out on top to Johnson, left side to DiMartino. And he went to pass, and they say he moved his pivot foot. And Steve Burton said, yeah, he did. So Shane Pitts has it. Nygren picks him up on the right side of Zavala. Zavala holds the ball. Now down deep in the corner, Scott Frost goes baseline, dishes it off to Steve, lays it off the glass and in. Well, here come the Eagles, 36-30. Again, full court pressure in the middle. They get it to Augustine, back to Nygren. Nygren over to Johnson. Johnson back to Nygren. Comes center court, right side. Back over to Johnson. Works at top of the circle, left side, DiMartino into Weissman. Weissman back out to Johnson, top of the circle, good. Mike has 11. His first field goal of the second half. 41-30 with 4.5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. The Patriots lead it. They've led this one all the way. Into Engler, and they try to get into Steve Frost. It's knocked away. The loose ball is picked up by Nygren. 2-on-2. Jason comes down the lane, stops and pops from 7. It's good. And Jason now in the book with 2 after being shut out in the first half. Ryan Weeks off the bench for the Patriots will check in. Robbie Zavala off to Shane Pitts. Pitts comes down the right side. Deep in the corner, Engelker. Engelker working against Mike Johnson. Now kicks it back out to Pitts on the point. Back to Engelker from deep in the corner. It's good, and they're going to say Johnson got the foul. Engelker gets the 3-pointer. He has 9, and he'll go to the line. Ryan Weeks comes in. Mike Johnson will come out. For Mike, that's his second. Team second. So Engelker will get 1. Chance for a 4-point play here. The shot is up and doesn't go. Rebound Fort for, and they're going to say it's off Sean Weissman. He had to fight Steve Frost for it. So it'll be purple ball. The Eagles will have it. Pitts hits the ball. They break into Steve Frost. His pass knocked away, but picked up by younger brother Scott. Back in, and his pass goes out of bounds, and they say it's off DiMartino, and that brings the ire of the Patriot fans. This is picking up intensity not only on the court, but in the stands. on both sides. Into Steve Frost, back out to Pitts from deep in the corner, in and out, no good. Steve Frost, the rebound, puts it up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, and he's walking again. That's the third time that he has tried to put a shot up, and he's been called for traveling. And that brings the ire of the Eagle fans. DiMartino, Nygren, in the middle to Augustine. Augustine, back out to Nygren. Jason brings it to the right side, coming down on the wing. Kicks it back out to Weeks. Left side, DiMartino. Doesn't shoot it. Back out to Weeks. Top of the circle. Back to DiMartino. Back to Weeks as they play catch. Right side to Nygren. Cross court to DiMartino as they try to get somebody loose. They kick it in the middle to Wiesman. He can't hold it, so they get it back to DiMartino. Augustine baseline jumper. No good. Rebound is off Ryan Weeks, out of bounds. And the Eagles will have it. Johnson will check back in for the Patriots. 2:57 to go. The Pats lead it by 10. They've led by 15 at one point, 35-20. Pitts working against Nygren, down to Zavala. Zavala in the corner to Scott Frost, but it's knocked out of bounds by Mike Johnson, and the Eagles will retain possession. B.J. Engelker will trigger it in right in front of his own bench. Kicks it out to Zavala on the left point. Goes over to Scott Frost, working against Weissman. Weissman picks him up, so they kick it off to Engelker. He puts up a shot. It's no good. The rebound, Steve Frost, and he's fouled by Weissman. For Sean, that's his first of the second and the third team foul for the Patriots. And Steve Frost will go to the line. He's 1 for 2 tonight. That'll stop the clock with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. The senior puts it up. It's good. Gets a little bit of the shooter's roll up on the rim. All right, the big guy gets ready, puts it up on the way, and he gets all net this time. So he cans a pair, and it's 43-35 as they put down that zone pressure. They get it into Johnson. Johnson on the left side gets double-teamed, backs away from it, and gets it over to Jason Nygren. Nygren over to Ryan Weeks, down on the wing to Wiseman. Wiseman back out, they go to Johnson, over to Nygren as they try to set it up, 2-1-2. Eagles zone. Back over to Johnson. Looks, head fakes, goes baseline, inside, throws it up on the run, and he's traveling. Boy, and Steve Frost come out of there just exalting his teammates on. They're down by 8 right now. Pitts off to Zavala. Zavala down low to Scott Frost. Lays it up. No good. Rebound. Steve Frost puts it up and in. So Steve Frost has come off the bench here in the second half with 9 points, and we've got a timeout with 2:05 to go. Third quarter, Patriots 43, Eagles 37. We'll be back in 30 seconds. The Patriots at 1 point led 35-20. They lead 43-37, and Steve Frost has come off the bench here in the second half and contributed 9 points of the 17 that have been scored. By the Eagles. Mike Johnson into Jason Nygren. Off to Kevin Kober. Back to Nygren as they break that pressure, and the Eagles fall back into that 2-1-2. Mike Johnson, top of the circle. Right side they go to Nygren. In the lane they go to Weissman. Jack kick it out to Nygren. There's an 18-footer. It's good. Nygren has his second field goal. 45-37, under 2 minutes to go, third quarter. Scott Frost, top of the circle, goes deep in the corner to Engelker. Engelker holds it, trying to go baseline. He's cut off by DiMartino. Back out to Pitts. Pitts over to Zavala. Back over to Scott Frost. Goes baseline to Steve Frost. Misses the easy shot from the lane, and it's picked up by the Patriots. Mike Johnson comes out with it. Hikes it over to Jason Nygren. Nygren back to DiMartino. Back to Nygren. Works it into the forecourt. Comes right side in the corner to DiMartino. He tries to save the bad pass, but he throws it right to one of the Eagles, and it's Shane Pitts. Pitts gets a return pass from Engelker, and he brings it across center court on the right side. In low to Engelker. Turnaround jumper is no good, and the foul is on Mike Johnson. That's Johnson's third. Team's fourth. There are no team fouls for the Eagles, and we've got 1 minute and 1 second to go here in the third quarter of play. At the line will be Engelker. He has 8 points on the evening. 4 of those in the first. Make that 9 points. He had 4 in the first half. He's 2 for 2 from the line. Shot is up and off the back of the iron. Engelker at 6-1. Takes a long look, puts it up. It's in and out. No good. Rebound, Scott Frost lays it in over his head. And that is 45-39. Scott Frost just out-hustled one of the Patriots for the rebound. Sean Weisman over to Mike Johnson. Johnson down to Kober. Kober in the middle of Weisman in the circle. Now circles it out to Johnson, over to Nygren. We got 44 seconds to go in the quarter. Over to DiMartino. The Patriots may work for one or the best shot. Mike Johnson back over to Jason Nygren. Shane Pitts comes out on him. DiMartino cross court to Mike Johnson. They're going to work for one. Looks at the clock. It's 25 seconds. Jason Nygren back over to DiMartino. Nygren back to Johnson. Very slowly and methodically. Nygren back to DiMartino. 17 seconds remaining. Now they put the offense in motion, and the pass is knocked away from Johnson out to Scott Frost. He comes down. He lays it up and in. And it's 45-41 with 5 seconds, and Scott Frost almost steals the inbounds pass, but it's out of bounds with 4 seconds remaining. Johnson into Nygren. Nygren back to Johnson. 2 seconds. He'll just heave it the length of the floor, and it'll be not even close. So we played 3 quarters, and it's 45-41 in favor of the Patriots. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Hey, winner.
And they don't come easy. Steve Frost off the bench with 9 points in the second half, or the third quarter, for the Eagles. And then his brother Scott, younger brother, has added 2 field goals here in the last minute and a half, and it's a 45-41 game. Patriots have the ball. Nygren in the corner to Johnson. Cross court, DiMartino open for the 22-footer. It's no good. And they fight for the rebound. Zavala has the rebound. Gets it over to Pitts. Pitts works it on the left side. He's being bothered by Nygren. Back over to Zavala. Zavala top of the circle. Holds the ball. Holds it now in the corner to Scott Frost. Frost working against DiMartino. Back out to Zavala. Looks like a 2-on-2 right now for the Pats. Now there's Scott Frost. Takes it in the lane. Throws it up. It's no good. They battle for the rebound. Steve Frost has it blocked and knocked out of bounds by Sean Weisman. Steve Frost is only about 6'1", but he's about 240, 245, and he's a lot to get around. Scott Frost back over to Pitts. Pitts in low to Steve Frost. Puts it up. No good. Rebound. Kober. Kober off to Johnson. Lead pass. Sean Weisman. He's coming down. He lays it up. It's no good. Rebound. Steve Frost over to Shane Pitts. Pitts coming into the forecourt. Top of the circle. Right side Zavala in the corner. Scott Frost. 18-footer. No good. Doesn't draw. No iron at all. We got a whistle and a foul, and it's on Steve Frost. His second and the Eagles' first here in the second half. We've got some substitutions. Kober's going to sit down. Augustine is going to come in. And the Patriots will have the ball. The Patriots have 4 team fouls. That was the Eagles' first, and it came with 6:59 remaining in the game. And they're all, as we said, they're first of the second half. Nygren in the middle. They get it to Augustine. Augustine back out to DiMartino. Patriots trying to be very patient with this, and they have a 4-point lead. It was 15 at one point. DiMartino back over to Nygren, over to Johnson. Johnson cross court to DiMartino. In the lane, they go to Weisman. There's the 10-footer. It's off the iron. No good. Augustine, a rebound, up and in. But Travis has not contributed much in the scorebook, but that was a big one right there. He has 4. Down to Engelker, deep in the right corner. Back out to Scott Frost. Underneath to Steve Frost. It's taken away by Mike Johnson. Johnson out to DiMartino. He lays it up on the run and in. And the Patriots respond with 2 straight baskets, 49-41. Zavala into Steve Frost. He looks, lays it up and in, and he's fouled. And let's see who the foul is on. It looks like Sean Wiseman, his third, team's fifth. That basket will count, 49-43. That's 11 for Steve Frost here in the second half. His shot way strong. DiMartino the rebound, but falls into the hands of Johnson. A no-look pass to Weissman, cutting on the lane. It's no good. It's strong. Johnson the rebound, back to Weissman off glass. It's good. Great hustle by Mike Johnson as he came down the lane and got the missed chip shot from Sean Weissman, and he got it back to Weissman. He laid it up and in. And now good defense by the Patriots as they steal the ball away from the Eagles. Nygren has his pass deflected by Robbie Zavala out of bounds. Kevin Kobersh coming in. Sean Weissman sitting down. 5.5 to go. 51-43. Patriots lead it. DiMartino hits the ball. They break. Nygren. Johnson, top of the circle. In the circle. Left side. Nygren, 18-footer. Good. Oh, they're going to say he's beyond the line. It was out of our view. Because of the crowd, Nygren with 7. 54-43. Zavala over to Pitts. Pitts being bothered by Nygren. Back over to Zavala, top of the circle. There's the set shot. Good. Zavala with his first field goal. 54-46 with 5 minutes to go. Nygren over to Johnson. Gets around Zavala. In the lane to Travis Augustine. Underneath, Kober lays it up and in. John Pitts bringing it up for the Eagles. Here they come. Back down to Engelker. 25-footer. It's strong. Rebound. Kober. Whistle and a foul. It's on Steve Frost. That's his third. The team's second we have here in the second half of play. And the Pats will have the ball with 4:41 to go. 56-46. They have it back up by 10. They've led by as many as 15. Eagles have been as close as 4, 45-41. Johnson back over to Nygren. Nygren cross court. DiMartino. Back to Nygren, top of the circle, swings it on the wing to Johnson, back out on top to Nygren. They're looking in the lane, nobody home. Johnson baseline, has it blocked by Scott Frost out of bounds. Johnson goes down. No harm, no foul. So DiMartino will trigger it in for the Patriots. Dave hits the ball, they break. Nygren gets the inbound pass. Johnson quickly over to DiMartino. He looks to shoot, but decides he doesn't want the shot. Gets it to Johnson, to Nygren, back to Johnson in the forecourt. Pulls the ball back over to Nygren. Jason doing some dribbling on the left point. Now brings it back out towards center court. Now back over to Mike Johnson to draw out the defense by the Eagles. They're working on the clock with a 10-point lead and 3:55 to go, and the Eagle fans don't like it. Nygren over to Johnson. Johnson, and he throws it, hits the front of the iron, and out of bounds. He tried to hit Kevin Kober, and he almost got a three-point basket. About another foot, and that would have went in. Shane Pitts will bring it up for the Eagles. Token pressure by Jason Nygren. Pitts on the wing, now cuts it into the circle to Zavala. Zavala picked up by Kober. They swing it off to Engelker. 15-footer is long. We got a whistle and a foul, and it's on Scott Frost. His first. Sean Wiseman will check back in for the Patriots. 3.5 minutes exactly to go in this game. They'll take out Kevin Kober. They'll bring in Lance Parlin now, and they'll bring out B.J. Engelker. Mike Johnson will trigger it in for the Patriots. Everyone breaks. They get into DiMartino, and it's off Scott Frost out of bounds. So the Patriots retain possession. So Johnson tries it again. Still looking. Now he gets it into Wiseman. Wiseman working against Steve Frost. Gets around him. Coming down 2-on-1. Lays it up. It's no good. We got a whistle and an offensive foul against Sean Wiseman. That's his fourth.
KZ 101.5 is KEZH-FM. Hastings, Grand Island, Kearney, and Roseland.
Pitts into Parlin, back to Pitts. Jason Nygren back there for token pressure. Makes Pitts go down the left side. Now deep in the corner to Scott Frost. Going baseline. Dishes it off to Steve. Lays it up off the glass. High off the glass and in. 56-48 coming out of 3 minutes to go. Into DiMartino. DiMartino back to Johnson. Johnson going to come out against pressure from Pitts and gets Pitts in the air, and he's fouled in the backcourt. Pitts needed a parachute when he came down on that one. That's Pitts' first, team's fourth. Substitutions, Jason Reel coming in. Steve Frost goes out, gets a big hand from the Eagle fans on the other side of the gym. 2:58 to go. Mike Johnson will be the trigger man for the Patriots. Robbie Zavala will be right in front of him. Mike hits the ball. They break. They get it into Travis Augustine. Travis is going to decide the better of the two. Gets it back to Johnson over to Nygren, and there's Pitts right in his shirt. Now he gets help from Zavala. Gets it over to Johnson. Johnson on the left wing. Back over to Nygren forecourt. Right side they go to DiMartino. In underneath the Wiseman. He misses the chip shot. Jason Reel back over to Shane Pitts. 2.5 to go. Pitts down to Scott Frost. Knocked away by Wiseman. Saved by Mike Johnson. Into Nygren. Nygren coming up on the right side. Behind the back dribble. Gets away from Pitts. Picks the dribble up. Gets it off to Sean Wiseman. Reel comes out on him. Over to Travis Augustine. There's Johnson cutting through. Didn't get him the ball. He had a step on his man. Johnson comes back out in the circle. Right side to Nygren. Working against Pitts. Over to Wiseman. Almost loses it from Reel. Back over to Travis Augustine. In underneath. There's Johnson. Lays it up. No good. His rebound is up and no good. And there's a foul underneath. Scott Frost, it looks like, his second. 2:02 to go. B.J. Engelker. They were working a little weave trying to get a man open in back. They got Johnson open, but he drew the foul. And we've got a timeout. Our score, Patriots 56, Eagles 48. We'll be back in 30. There's 124 seconds left in this ball game, or in regulation, and the Patriots are up by 8. And Mike Johnson at the line. Mike is 2 for 2 tonight, 10 points. Patriots worked it very, very methodically, and they worked Johnson free underneath. He had a chip shot, but it didn't go. And they're just not falling, but he was fouled by Scott Frost, his second. It is the team. Both teams are in the bonus. So Mike Johnson at the line. 8 points in the first half. Mike's had one field goal here in the second half. Shot is up. It's the front of the iron. No good. And make that 11 for Mike. He had a 3-point field goal earlier. And Mike 2 for 3 now. His second shot is up and in and out. No good. That got to halfway down. Quickly down to Pitts. Pitts deep in the right corner. Back on the point to Parlin. Cross court they go to Scott Frost. He gets in the lane about a 14-footer. It's short. Rebound fought for, and it's out of bounds. And they're going to say DiMartino pushed one of the Eagles out of bounds. And that's his fourth. And that was Jason Reel, who he allegedly pushed out of bounds. 1:49 to go. So Reel at the line. He has not scored tonight. And his shot is no good, but it comes right to Engelker. He gets it over to Pitts. 15-footer straight away. No good. Rebound. Nygren. Nygren works against Pitts. Behind the back pass. Gets away. Now he's picked up by Engelker. Gets it over to Johnson. Back over to Nygren. Nygren over to Shane Wiseman. Wiseman back over to DiMartino. And he is fouled by Scott Frost. As Frost came up and tried to knock the ball out of his hands, he got a little with the body. As the Eagles now have to take those chances, and they're going to be sending the Patriots to the line again. This time Dave DiMartino, who has 14 tonight. Dave's first shot is good. 57-48 with 1 minute and 28 seconds remaining in regulation in the fourth quarter. DiMartino's second shot in and out, no good. Quickly, Parlin down, loses the ball to Nygren. Jason coming out, he's got Wiseman. Does he see him? No, he lays it up, though, and in. 9 points in the second half for Nygren, 59-48 with 1:10 to go. Engelker into Reel from the lane. His short shot is no good. Rebound, Mike Johnson. Johnson gets it out to Travis Augustine with 1 minute to go. Nygren weaving through the Eagle defense, gets it over to Johnson, to Augustine. Augustine back to Johnson, over to Jason near center court. Right side to Travis Augustine. The Patriots will be careful here as Scott Frost tries to knock it away from DiMartino. And that's Frost's fourth, and he didn't have any in the first half. So with 46 seconds to go, the Patriots will pull off the line, and Dave DiMartino will go there, where he's 1 for 2 tonight. And senior gets ready, spins the ball in the hand, puts the shot up, and it's good. Troy Ruge checking in for the Eagles. His first appearance tonight. 60-48. DiMartino ready again. Shot is up and no good. 12-point lead for the Patriots with under a minute to go. The shot up by Pitts is good. Another three-pointer. And that's all he has tonight. 60-51 with 30 seconds to go. DiMartino around Scott Frost. Down to Wiseman. Wiseman deep in the corner. Kicks it back out to DiMartino. Over to Mike Johnson. To Nygren, and Engelker comes up and just puts a hand around him and picks up the unintentional foul. That's his first. With 17 seconds to go. And Nygren goes to the line. He has 9 points, all in the second half. Shot up, it's the front of the iron and doesn't go. Quickly, the Eagles come down. Pitts going to throw it up from a crowd. It's no good. Rebound, Fort 4. It's Mike Johnson out of a crowd with it. Gets it over to Wiseman with 5 seconds to go. Over to Travis Augustine, and he just throws the ball on the floor, and that's it. The Patriots win their 4th game of the year, and we'll be back with a wrap-up after this 2-minute timeout.